a cruel lie in the name of care. They came seeking help and left with shattered lives, stolen dignity, and silent deaths. In 1932, in a small town called Tuskegee, Alabama, the U.S. government told 600 poor black men they were going to receive free health care. They were promised food, rides to the clinic, and treatment for what they were told was bad blood. But it was all a lie. 399 of those men had syphilis, and the U.S. Public Health Service had no intention of treating them. Instead, they watched and waited to see what the disease would do to the human body if left untreated. Even when penicillin became the known cure in the 1940s, the government withheld it. Doctors watched as these men lost their eyesight, lost their minds, lost their lives, and said nothing. They even tracked their deaths. They waited for funerals so they could perform autopsies. These men trusted the system. They believed they were being cared for, but they were just subjects in a cruel experiment. And the pain didn't stop with the men. Wives were infected. Children were born with the disease. Entire generations scarred, all while the government wrote reports, collected data, and stayed silent. They were lied to, used, discarded like they didn't matter. All because they were poor. All because they were black. How many tears were shed behind closed doors? How many mothers buried their husbands, not knowing the truth? This wasn't science. It was torture with a clipboard. When the truth finally came out in 1972, it had been 40 years of lies, 40 years of betrayal. And only after a whistleblower exposed the horror did the government stop it. In 1997, President Bill Clinton apologized. But how do you apologize for decades of suffering? For treating human lives like experiments? For turning black pain into cold statistics? The Tuskegee experiment wasn't just a study, it was a wound, and the scar still remains. If you believe these stories must never be forgotten, subscribe to Untold Chapters, where hidden truths come to light